Good morning, and welcome to this very special Saturday show. I just realised I haven't done the buttons up on my collar. My apologies, scruff order today, but I am hat appropriate. That's the good news. I'll sort my collar out in a moment. Saturday show. This is dedicated to the fine folks at Bobcat, which is where I was a few weeks ago. There are prizes up for grabs today. If you have a look at the bottom of the screen there, type Bobcat in the chat for your chance to win one of 3 Bobcat branded prizes. I have them here. First and foremost, bear with me a second. First prize will be that L85 compact wheel loader model, big hefty one as well. Second prize will be that fresh from Dobris, which is where we're headed in a second. And the third and final prize, which is probably the most practical of all, at least for me, Bobcat notepad. All of those are up for grabs. The way we're going to do it, there is only one thing you have to do, and that is type Bobcat into the chat. If you're watching over on Instagram, it won't work there. You need to be watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitch, or any of those. It won't work over on Instagram. But basically, I've set the system up so that I will do a draw. Someone will win the model. I'll do the same draw again. That person that won the model will be excluded. The next person will win the hat, and then that person will also be excluded. I'll do it again, and the last person will win the notepad. So there we are. We've got 3 prizes up for grabs. What do we got in the chat? Jim Turner is here as well. Mercy Johnson is here as well. Dan Cullen is here. Gary Muirhead is here as well. I expected you to be sitting here in your pajamas on. It was tempting. It was tempting. I didn't sleep well last night. It was bloody warm, I'm afraid. Going to go back to the very beginning. Dan Cullen saying, top of the morning, chaps, all set for another exceptional show. We shall see. I actually watched back part of this first thing this morning, about 7 o'clock this morning, because I actually did it 2 weeks ago and I'd completely forgotten it. I hope you enjoy it. Gary Muirhead says, good morning, gang. Strange breakfast show on the Saturday. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. I have to remember where all the Saturday buttons belong. Is this one of the many YouTube videos that will be hitting our screens shortly? Yes, it is. I did explain this in the chat, but for those of you who didn't see the show yesterday, we are working on a bunch of longer form videos. We've already got this one in the can, obviously, because I'm about to play it for you. We've got a Volvo one in the can. Komatsu, I have yet to work on. We're doing another one next week with JCB with the Hydromax, and then we've got, what else have we got? Oh, yeah, we've got Hillhead highlights, which will be back end of this month. So look out for all of that. Loads to come. Can't wait to see what you got in store for us. No, me either. This is a bit of a new departure, and this is going to be a bit of a strange one for me, because once I press the play button on the film, I can just literally hit the mute button on my microphone and sit back and watch it with you. So it is going to be a bit of a watch along. What do we have here? Let's hope it's not as long again. Well, the plan basically is to be here again next week. I'm not sure what my good lady wife will have to say about it, but my plan is to be here next week. LinkedIn user, I'm going to guess that is Gary Major. I hope it is, but good morning, whoever you are watching over on LinkedIn. You're very welcome. I tell you what, we've already had some entries. Let me just make sure that system is working. We've only had 3 entries. So as it stands at the moment, there's only going to be 3 prizes going to 3 individual people, which is slightly weird. So I'll keep that ticker running along the bottom there. If anyone joins us a bit later on, all you have to do is type Bobcat, Bobcat, into the chat, and you are in with a chance of a win. And I can already tell you that Gary Muirhead, Dan Cullen, and Mercy Johnston are those that have taken part so far, but there is room for more. If you want to get your hands on some goodies from Bobcat, you are at liberty to do so. Right, we're 5 minutes in and I've done nothing. So how about we actually just play the film? We're going back in time, a couple of weeks, when I was invited over to Czechia, Czech Republic, with the fine folks at Bobcat. Took the camera with me, and I'm about to show you all what we got up to. Let me just dredge this off my hard drive, and I will press the play button. Welcome to the Czech Republic, or should I say welcome to Prague. We're at the Diplomat Hotel right now. It's about 10 o'clock at night, possibly 11 o'clock at night. I don't think my computer's completely updated for the new time zone. We're here to see Bobcat tomorrow. Been travelling all day, but we're off to see Bobcat tomorrow. Looking forward to it. But having just checked my computer, according to the invitation, we are going to see more than 100 machines. And we've got about 8 hours in which to do that. So that means several things. First of all, it means an early night. It means we're going to be very, very busy. It's going to be very, very hot tomorrow. But we'd love to take you along for the journey. So stick around, because we're going to get an early night now, relatively. And then we'll be off to Dobris, the Dobris factory of Bobcat, in the morning. So good night for now. See you in the morning. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's Bobcat Day. Just very quickly on the hotel. Very, very pleased. They've got coffee making facilities in the room. Always useful. But would a handle really have been that hard? However, that's offset by the fact that they provide not only a mini notepad, which is very handy, but a tiny pen as well. I'll be stealing that. Okay, that was a very quick guided tour of the Hotel Diplomat and Prague High Street and the coffee shop next door. Now is the most important job of the morning. Not the most important job of the day, that's to come, but the most important job of the morning, breakfast. Okay, coach leaves in about 10 minutes. Time to pack the bag. First of all, obviously camera, that's got to go with me. Microphone, tripod, drone, we're ready to go. this is the acoustic chamber where Bobcat test the noise levels of their machines, and it's absolutely deathly quiet in there. There are other people here that are talking, but you really can't hear very much. It's a completely sealed environment, and it goes all the way. Got to be honest, it's nearly 2 o'clock and I'm having to recharge the battery for this camera literally as we're going along. We've got about another 4 hours. Should have enough power. It's going to be touch and go though. going to take you round the demonstration area. This is the main demo area. There is another one over to my left which is primarily dedicated to the skid steer loaders. Over here is some of the larger equipment and the tractors. We're going to start off with the telescopic handlers. We've got a couple of those here and a couple more a little bit further on. Let me just take you around here. Not really my thing, but there's a full lineup here of tractors as well. As you can see, an absolutely glorious day here in Czech Republic. If we go on up here, you'll probably be able to see in the distance fairly soon one of the Bobcat telehandlers, a rotating version. Obviously it looks much like a crane. An awesome piece of kit. Those with a long memory will recall that Bobcat joined the telescopic handler market by buying Sambron some years ago. If we swing over to the right here, a bit more of the demonstration area. This is one of the new S650 machines. This obviously is the skid steer version, but there is I haven't seen it yet, but apparently there is a T650, which is the tracked version of that, and apparently that will be launched at Hillhead. I'm going to go over here. Lots and lots of mini excavators, as you can see, but there's one in particular that really stands out. This is the new E19, and this is its premiere. Looking fantastic in the black colour, I have to say. I do need to ask somebody at Bobcat about their power strategy. Obviously they have this machine, the E19E electric mini excavator, but over in their forklift market they've also harnessed hydrogen. Need to check what their long-term plans are. Be very surprised if they reveal what their long-term plans are, but that gives you an idea. Lots more mini excavators here. Back over here. And a bit of a demo going on. Log lifting. I don't know if you can see that tower in the background with the Bobcat logo on the top. Really is iconic. Obviously the factory itself is iconic, but that's just a familiar sight when you come to Dobris. Just behind the camera there's a brand new machine. It's the Bobcat T650, which actually makes its debut at the Hillhead exhibition in a few weeks' time. But we've actually got a sneak preview. Bobcat really do think of everything hospitality-wise. Yeah, okay, here's something you don't see very often. I'm actually in a machine. I'm not going anywhere at the moment because there's a big demonstration going on, but I wanted a bit of peace and quiet. Finally got behind the levers. Here at the Bobcat Demo Days 2026, there has been a bit of a focus on demolition. Obviously the skid steers, obviously with the mini excavators, but also with the attachments. I was lucky enough to catch up with one of the experts on all things attachments, or excavator attachments, Vinay Sharma, and he took me through Bobcat's product offering in that very, very specialist area. Take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Vinay Sharma and I'm excavator attachment specialist at Bobcat. Today we are going to talk about the demolition attachment. It's an important market for us, and Bobcat has an extensive range of attachments to offer the versatility to its customer. Today we are talking about the hydraulic breakers we have, and these breakers are known for high performance, easy maintenance and quieter operations.
It never ceases to amaze me how two supposedly similar markets, North America and Europe, can differ so wildly. I was speaking to one of the Bobcat specialists earlier, and he was saying that the majority of sales over in North America are skid steers and compact track loaders. Over here in Europe, however, the majority of sales are mini excavators. I guess that kind of highlights another issue. Whenever I think of Bobcat, I think of skid steers primarily. Here in Europe, their biggest selling item, mini excavators. I want to show you something. At the time that I'm recording this, I've just eaten a choc ice, come out of a freezer. We've had a fantastic lunch, hot and cold food, all absolutely fantastic quality. And all of it was made possible, bizarrely, by a Bobcat product. I'm about to show it to you. Just walking past the hospitality unit, and then I'll flip the camera around to show you how Bobcat made my lunch possible. Here we go. There you are, PG 100 generator powering my lunch. Thank you. Among the many new machines here at the Bobcat Demo Days 2026, two new wheel loaders. We've got this one, which is the L85, as you can see, actually says preview, and there's an L100, also a preview machine. Both of these are expected to be available on the market by August this year.
Here in Demo Days 2026, we are introducing updates on compact wheel loaders. We are introducing here the updated L85 model and brand new L100, which will replace the current L95 model. What are the changes? Changes are on the machine itself, the physical one, and also in the software. I would say that after the 5 years under production, we collected all the feedback from the customers from all the regions. We learned from our mistakes, because yes, there was some child illnesses with the machines we got. And also we know where we are strong. So we corrected our mistakes, improved the machines, and where we are good, we try to be even better. So I would say now there are some features we are the best in. To explain the positioning between the L85 and L100, why we're changing also the names to L100. L85 is dedicated machine with the standard bucket of the size 0.8 cubic meters. L100 will be the machine for 1 cubic meter bucket, which will help us to play more with the positioning of the machines and be more competitive with the market, with the diversification of these two models. Difference between these two models are not only the bucket, it's also the size of the wheels, basic or standard operating weight of the machines, and also the engine power. L85 is starting with 60 or have 68 horsepower. L100 has 75 horsepower. So still engine without AdBlue. Both models will be newly available in very, very basic configuration because we know that we were very advanced with this all tool carrier initiative and our machines are luxurious, but we didn't provide this very basic configuration, especially for the load and carry applications. When the customer needs machine just to work with the bucket and pallet forks, now they can buy both of the models in this basic configuration.
It's 6:15 and the camera is almost out of juice. Thankfully, in about 15 minutes, it's time for what they're terming the grill and chill. Looking forward to that. Catch you later. It's Thursday morning. I'll tell you more about my voice in just a second. But first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to our host, Bobcat. They've looked after us very, very well. Yesterday was fantastic. I realised the film came to a bit of an abrupt end. It's purely because the battery in this camera, I used 2 of them. That was completely flat. I flattened the battery in my iPhone as well, so things ran to an abrupt halt. But we managed to do the entire 8 hours, which is fantastic news. But as I say, do want to say a very, very quick thank you. To Lucas and to Mike and to all the other people that have taken such great care of us here. We did actually go down into the old town in Prague last night, had a few beers, which is not really my normal thing, but the beer isn't the explanation for the voice, it's the constant talking, hours upon hours upon hours of just laughing and joking and chatting, which is one of the great benefits of doing this job. So once again, Bobcat, thank you. That is mission accomplished. We did 8 hours in Dobris and we pulled it off. Do the same again somewhere else. Maybe Eskilstuna, we'll see. Bear with me 1 second while I press the right button. We're back. That was Destination Dobris in the can. 8 hours, 100 plus machines, two camera batteries, 1 iPhone battery, and a drone. Well, 2 drone batteries as well. Dan says, "Wow, great job. Well done to both of you." Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, I listen. I was a little concerned. I watched it back this morning. As I said, I actually produced this a couple of weeks ago, and I watched it back this morning, and I was a little concerned that it was a bit like my holiday slides, but there was plenty of action in there. But this is going to be a learning curve. We need to knock off the rough edges as we go along, and hopefully these things will improve as we go along. It's time for the draw, time for the prize draw. Let me do that. It is. Where is it? Must be here somewhere. There we are. Now, it's saying we've had more entries than we've really had, and it's because I've queered the system. Because I was responding to all the chat, I've typed the word Bobcat into the chat quite a bit, and I've therefore entered. So the way we're going to do it, if it comes up as Demolition News or Diggers and Dozers, I'll just draw it again. Okay, so first off, you saw it in the iron just now. That is the L85. That is the first prize. So the first one that comes out of the book or out of the drawer will be getting that one. And I've got a piece of paper here, which I didn't have until 3 seconds ago. So let's run the draw and see who has won the model. Here we go. Dan Cullen wins the model. So Dan, that means you're excluded from the next round, but congratulations to you. That will be winging its way to you Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, actually, purely because I'm here on Monday morning, but then I'm off up to JCB. So Dan saying that would join my skid steer. Well, you've now got the wheel loader to go with it. So Dan, I'm going to draw again and see who has won the cap, the baseball cap. That's the baseball cap. Andy Thornton. Andy Thornton has won the baseball cap. Congratulations to Mr. Thornton. Let me write that down. Okay, so the last one that is in the draw, and both Andy and Dan are excluded from this, the next one that is in the draw is the notebook, which looks like that. You can see me on that tiny screen. So stand by your beds. Andy and Dan are out of this. Let's see who gets this one. Yeah, well, I can't have that, so I'm going to draw it again. Yep, I still can't have it. Ken Hatcher. Ken Hatcher gets, and I know he's already left, but Ken gets the notepad. So there we are. That's all 3 prizes given away. That clears the decks in this office a little bit. So congratulations to Dan, to Andy, and to Ken. You are all winners on this Saturday morning. Congratulations, one and all. So that's it. What did you make of it? And you can be honest. I'm fairly thick-skinned. I can take it. Is this I mean, I'm kind of committed now because I've already got a couple more of these in the can, or I've got 1 in the can. I've got 2 more to work on. Not necessarily the Saturday, although, if these work well on a Saturday, I'm more than happy to do it then. But what do you make of the format, the longer format, sort of 20, 25 minutes? Are you good with that? Are you bad with that? Do you think it's a waste of time? Or is this something you can get behind? I'd love to hear from you, not necessarily today, but over the course of the next few days. If you think it's good, let me know. If you think it's bad, tell me. It will save us all a lot of time and heartache. Dan says it was a great video and you should do more like this. Well, thank you, Dan. I'm glad you think so, because we've already done 1. We've got another one to do, and we're filming another one on Tuesday. So, I mean, we're already vaguely committed, but obviously, ultimately, there's no point in us doing these if nobody is interested. I mean, I've already learned a few lessons. Maybe there are a few bits and pieces, but I think there was a bit too much travel in there. And I know there's a fair bit of travel in the one for Sweden with Volvo, which I may need to trim back a bit. I'll take a look at that before I publish it. That'll probably be this time next week. Dan saying, I'll get behind that for a Saturday morning. Good. Jim saying, great vid. Thank you very much indeed. Well, I mean, I know you're all being very polite, but I shall take that as a positive sign. Have you thought of starting the videos with you leaving the front door open, taxi journey to the airport, and plane taking off in the video? Dear. Yeah. Okay, I can tell you the truth now. I used to watch a guy on YouTube, guy called Casey Neistat, who was one of the big YouTubers back a few years ago, and that was very much his thing, and he did that thing, and I did copy that, that idea of walking into a hotel room for the first time and the camera is already looking at you. We all know how that works. You have to go in twice. You go in once, set the camera up, go out, and come back in again. So anyway, with all of that in mind, I did film our journey to the airport. I did film the airport. I filmed me getting on the plane. I filmed the wing as we were flying. I filmed us going through the airport. And I showed it to Fred and he went, oh, that's really naff. So I cut it out. I may well put it back in for the Volvo one. We shall see. I think it's one of those things, because he spends a lot of time on YouTube, he's probably seen that sequence so many times. I thought it was quite nichey and quite cool. He thought it was really naff, so I dropped it. That's a good one, Gary. Yeah, I mean, another thing that I think I learned there was there wasn't enough talking. I think that's something that needs to be stepped up. I don't want to be talking over machines because they kind of speak for themselves, but I think joining them together, if I go over here to my right, you can see this skid steer. If I go up here to the left, there's that rotating telescopic handler, and I think maybe some transitions between. And the other thing as well, which again Fred pointed out, maybe we should have some voiceover on some of this stuff, not literally filmed while I'm there, but when we come back, literally record the audio to go over the top to explain exactly what it is I'm looking at. So we'll be thinking about that. Next thing, you'll be traveling on a skateboard. I would love. Andy clearly gets the Casey Neistat reference. Casey Neistat has got a collection of boosted boards, which are powered skateboards, which he fizzes around Manhattan and stuff. I'd love one of those. I mean, I probably would kill myself on it, but it does look fantastic. Gary Major, great video. Long format works as it gets more information across. Thanks, Gary. Hey, listen, I'm kind of feeling like that was a mini success for a first try. Yes, that'd be a great idea. Was the drone not allowed to get off the get out? Was the drone not allowed out at the showground? There was drone footage in there. You may have seen the bit with the sign. There were some aerial shots early on going over the demo area. Some of the mini excavator close-ups, that was drone shots as well. Never understood how he's allowed to fly a drone over New York. There's kind of a mantra among drone pilots, which is it's better to say sorry than to ask for permission. And I think that's I'll be honest with you, that's more or less how we operate. I mean, the drone that I use is like 125 grams. It's way below the weight limit. So it's almost, I mean, it could land on your head. It might mess your hair up a bit, but it wouldn't do you any damage. The only problem with it being so light is it's very susceptible to wind. So if even a slight breeze, it's a non-runner. But yeah, by and large, I think one of the knacks with these things is to take it off from somewhere else. I'm not going to name names, but we've filmed using the drone at some shows, international shows. We're not actually at the show when we start filming. We're down the way. Bizarrely, when we went to Mine Expo, you may recall when I first got my mini drone, we went to Mine Expo in Las Vegas, and I actually flew the drone indoors. I was in one of the big hangars, one of the big halls there, and had the drone follow me around. And apart from the fact that everybody was pointing at it as I walked past, it worked absolutely fantastically. I'm also susceptible to wind, says Andy. Normally after breakfast. Well, Andy, I'm glad you're a long way away, but frankly, me too, my friend. Me too. Right, okay, people, that will probably do us. I'll be back just to very quickly let you know what's happening with the normal run of things. I'm here on Monday. We're going to do the show. Got about an hour or two to fill the car up with our goods and chattels, and then we're driving on up to Rutland, which I've just learned. Rutland is the smallest county in the country. It is. I did not know that. I don't know why I needed to know that, but it is the smallest county in the country. So we're going up to Rutland, doing a bit of an overnighter at a hotel, very nice hotel by the looks of it as well. And then on Tuesday morning, so no show Tuesday, we were out with JCB, and more specifically, we were out with the Hydromax team. Bit of history in the making, potentially. A bit of history in the making. We're seeing the Hydromax. I mean, I've already seen the vehicle, static. We're going to be seeing it being put through its paces. They're going to be testing it, and lots of engineers there and people wielding spanners and that kind of thing. There is a possibility that at some point this year, that machine will become the fastest hydrogen machine in the world, and we will be a tiny part of that history, which is why I'm so keen to do it. It's not our usual fare, obviously. I mean, obviously we have the JCB connection. It's not my usual fare because it is a vehicle. It's not a piece of plant. But obviously there's the JCB connection. There's the hydrogen connection, which I'm very keen to understand more about. But yeah, we could actually be witnessing, the early stages of history in the making. So looking forward to that. Fantastic work to you and Fred Couples. He'd be so proud. He's actually playing golf as we speak. He'd be so proud. What do we got here? Dr. Yvonne Waterman. Yvonne, surely on a Saturday you shouldn't be watching this old nonsense. Good morning, Mark. A question for you on WhatsApp. I'll leave it to you whether and when to share. Have a great weekend. I will. Have I got my phone? I have got my phone. Yvonne, I'll tell you what, tell me more. I've seen it, more than happy to oblige. Just let me know more details and I will gladly do that thing. It's not top secret, but I need to flesh it out. What do we got? Have a great day, and me moi too. Not sure what that is. Don't forget the creme brulee. Well, we're not actually at JCB. We're at this hotel in Rutland, and then we're off to an RAF station to actually do the testing. So I don't suppose there's going to be much in the way of creme brulee unless they bring it with them. JCB, if you happen to be watching, bring some creme brulee along, because both me and Fred, couples, and Andy Thornton love a creme brulee. Have a great weekend, guys, says Dan. Andy Thornton, big beaming smile on his face. People, that's going to do us. Thank you ever so much for giving up part of your Saturday morning. Really appreciate your company. Appreciate the feedback as well. It is valuable. It does drive what we do. The subscribers and the advertisers are the people that pay for it, but it's you people that actually shape the way that we do these things. So I really appreciate all of your feedback. And if you sit there this afternoon and think, actually, that could be improved on those videos, just let me know. I've been a journalist for nearly 40 years. I have very thick skin. I can take it. Anything you want to add to anything you said today, let me know. Andy Thornton saying, have a great weekend all. Thank you very much indeed, Andy. You do the same. And Yvonne Waterman, I like your nonsense. It's just as well, Yvonne, because frankly, it is all that I bring to the party. But thank you very much indeed. Everybody, go and have a fantastic weekend. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of the Bobcat team. And don't forget the merch store. Yeah, I know Gary put this in the chat, by the way. I've got to be honest with you, I've not looked at our merch store for a long time. Where are we? We do have a link to it somewhere. Bear with me, I do have a button for it. It is there. If you are interested in the merch. Gary actually picked up on the fact that I was wearing a Breakfast Show t-shirt. Those were available, but I've not looked at the shop recently, and I don't know whether they're still in stock. But if you'd like one, you can find the link just there. Demolition News, my spread shop. You're clever enough, you can figure it out. Don't be late Monday, Andy. Hey, listen, I'm just glad if people turn up. I don't care what time they turn up. And Dan saying, great, thank you. No problem at all. People, go and have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you Monday for yet more of this. Till then, everyone, have a good one. All the best.